everybody, this is me, Gibbon, and in this video we're going to talk about the spiritual aspect of Paidalajin, because it has its spiritual aspect just like yoga. Actually, Master Shao says in one of the videos I've watched that he don't like to talk about this side of Paidalajin, but maybe because hello Justin, maybe because it will give some more information, and the more information can make Paidalajin something like people treat the yoga and its theory. As you probably know, many people know a lot about chakras, a lot about our spiritual anatomy and energy, but they don't practice yoga. And this is kind of sad because practice is 99.99% of all the things, and the theory is almost nothing. Probably that's why Master Shao don't like to talk a lot about the spiritual side of Paidalajin, because during the practice you realize it anyway. Also, he does not like to talk about details about the practice. For example, when to practice, at the mornings, at the evenings, after a meal, or before having a meal. This kind of stuff. He does not like these things, because every detail that you put in this knowledge, in this thing, makes you a little bit far, more away from the real thing, and which is actually practicing. But anyway, let's start with the real topic of this video. So it is my opinion and how I understand Paidalajin. You need to know this. Actually, I look at Paidalajin of some way of looking at your sins and paying for your sins. And first of all, what is sin? Sin in Paidalajin is everything that you did against your heart. Sin is not something relating with some laws of moral laws or something like this, or making something that society thinks is bad, or your friends or your family. Sin is actually when you are acting against your deepest nature, your heart. Because the heart is the most vulnerable organ, and the organ that is the most related with your mental health. And when you act against these things, you are causing yourself a sin, because you are acting not like yourself. And this is causing damage. First emotionally, but then this emotional damage appears as physical signs, physical problems. These bad emotions that you cause yourself when you don't act like your true nature are contracting the supply of the energy. Also, they are they are causing more adrenaline and stress to come in your body, and these hormones, they are constricting the blood vessels. And by constricting the blood vessels, you are having less oxygen, and the circles start to spin. Like the bad things became even more bad and more bad and more bad. Stress leads to more stress and more stress and more stress. And Paidalajin, the spiritual aspect, is to face these things, these bad decisions that you made, and all the things that they caused to you. And Paidalajin, I look at Paidalajin as something very direct. For example, bad decisions you made when you didn't listen to this deep voice that you have that wants you to do good things for yourself, but listen only to your mind that wants just a superficial pleasure of the senses. This is very easy example. You know that you are not hungry. You know that you don't need some heavy food, and you're eating anyway. Same thing with drinking. Same thing with choosing what work you need to you need to do for a living, because some people they want to their family to be happy about them. For example, when you became uh, like 21 years old, 22, you want your parents to be happy about you, um, to not worry about you, and you need to have a job with a good salary that pays a lot, and they will not worry about you not having money and things like that. And you probably don't want to work this work, but this will make your parents happy, so you're against acting against your heart. um, you are not following the deepest desire of your heart, and that's why you are causing yourself a damage. And by practicing Paidalajin and really going deep and deep and deep into the blockages, you can feel that these emotions can move to the surface again. For example, today I'm very inspired to make this video because I did like 7 days in a row without making a long sessions of lajin, and I did only 15 minutes. I'm making recordings every day for the last videos from this 30 days course right now. And today I did 40 minutes on each leg, and it was very, very painful. And I just remember the words that are the most that are the best in this situation, because you're facing the sins. If I wasn't have this bad decisions, bad sins, if I wasn't eat like that, drinking so less water before, um, breaking, like dancing a lot more than my body needs. If I wasn't do all these things, I wasn't able to feel this pain, but now I have this in my body. So it's there, this problem, this all this bad stuff. And I just closed my eyes, focusing on the pain, and said, I regret, I regret. And I repeated this, and I said I regret to the place of my body that I feel the most pain. So this is actually cleaning not only the physical cause, but even the emotional cause. I felt the connection between those two things, you know. And when this very big pain appeared in my hip, I got a really big pain in the hip, the right hip joint. and it was so emotional. I almost started to cry like a little girl. It like something very bad happened in my life, like a super big tragedy. Tragedy. It is like something that I've suppressed, like putting away, not paying attention to these problems, but they were deep inside me. So it's like they appeared again, and I faced them, and yeah, I did this 40 minutes very hard. It was very hard, very painful for me, but in the same time, ignored. Yes, thank you, Justin. I ignored these damages in my body. I ignored them. I ignored these emotions. Ignored these ignoring the things that I should done, you know, and procrastinated all the things that I should do for my body, and paying attention to some useless things in my life instead. So this practice made me pay for everything that I that I've ignored. So it's in the same time emotional and physical, mental, and even spiritual. I can say spiritual cleaning and detoxification of the body. And you can see that it is very related which area of the body is damaged and which meridian passes through this area. And you can check in YouTube about the emotions that this channel covers. So for example, if you feel very big pain in the area of the shoulder when you are stretching, that means that you maybe was kind of arrogant, ignorant in your life, because these two emotions are blocking the heart and pericardial meridians that are located here and passing to the shoulder. Also, you can have grief. Um, you can be sad about something happened before, because these emotions are blocking the large intestine, which is the back on the back end, and the lung meridian that is going through here. So these are most of the time very, like, make a lot of sense, all these emotions that you feel. So Paidalajin is kind of beating your sins. It's like beating and stretching your sins. It's like you are against your biggest enemy, which you realized it's actually you and your bad decisions, your things that you did against your heart. And how do we know this? Because with the practice of Paidalajin, we can feel easier what our heart wants. And after my first months in practice, I realized this, because I sensed this. I felt again like I used to feel like when I was a kid. And I remember uh, when my heart took the biggest damage. I was in school in third grade, so that means I was 10 years old, and I was lying a lot about doing my homework. And maybe I've lied maybe 6 7 months in a row. I've lied my parents that I'm doing my homework. I lied every day in school to my teachers, and again, and of course to my schoolmates. And I was like in constant lying. But then they got me. They got me, and it was like pressure from everywhere. Especially my parents, they don't like lying. They are very religious people, and And yeah, I faced this. It was a very tough period of mine. But I remember that after this, of course, it was something good to know that I don't need to lie. But it was like something broke my heart. Uh, and of course, I didn't do good things. Lying is not good, but in the same time, this damaged me a lot when all this pressure come to me from my mother, from my teacher, and after I started practicing Paidalajin, I like felt again like I was this very passionate kid and this very brave kid that I used to be before this event, before this thing, this bad thing. Of course, now I'm not lying. I don't say that, but I feel the same energy as I felt when I was um, and it's still like that. So I felt that my heart is again strong. Again I have my deep desires, and and uh, I can feel them, and how to say, I can work for them again. It doesn't matter how childish they are, because sometimes I just want something like a real kid, and I'll do my best to do it. But before, I ignored these feelings when I was with a broken heart. So in my case, I think that this was one of the things that really that really did some emotional blockage in the past. But for sure, Paidalajin gave again the strength to my heart, and I feel like more motivated. So I felt that this is something that you cannot feel, but I'm just giving example with my story. So this is like what I wanted to say. Uh, Sometimes something that could happen, to look at this thing as something super moral, um, can also makes you damage or stuff. You need to be strong, you need to clear yourself every day. So you need to prevent these things. For example, if I knew about Paidalajin in the past, when I was a kid, when this thing happened to me, I probably will take a note, will take my ah, the English. I will realize that lying is not good, but in the same time, we will continue to be this powerful, energetic person that I used to be before that, uh, and my emotions will not be that damaged if I knew about Paidalajin then. But doesn't matter. I found Paidalajin later in my life, so it's kind of it's good. It's good. Better later than never. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you realize these things, but if you get what I'm saying. But yeah, in summary, we are talking with our heart when we are practicing Paidalajin. Paidalajin is conversation between us and our hearts. When we are slapping, everywhere we slap, we are helping our heart and giving energy to our heart, especially on the inner side of the hand, because there is the correct location, the exact location of the heart meridians. When we stretch, we are again talking with our heart. We are again making our heart um, reach all the parts of the body. And actually, I think this is the spiritual side of Paidalajin. This is communication between you and your heart. Um, yes, and actually, you are facing all the problems that you that you did to yourself, all the damage you did to yourself, and you are recovering it with this practice. um, this video took a little long. Thank you, Justin, for this word, making it easier to say what I want. And yeah, thank you for watching this video. I'm also finished with the recordings of this 30 days course, and maybe after a week I'll start to shoot the videos for the next course, which will be with yoga. Bye bye. Thank you, Justin. Have a great day, everybody, and see you in the next video.